Did you all hear him when he said that men don't complain about how badly they are being treated, but women, we are like an exposed nerve. So toxic, so mean, so controlling. You all have heard it when a man is just being a man, when a man is just being straightforward, when a man is just getting to the point. So what does that mean, ladies? If you have a man and he opens his mouth to say, you know what, I didn't like that, it took him a long time to even get to that point. So if you have a man who is telling you, I didn't like that, you would be very wise to listen to him the first time, because the fact that you're hearing it for the first time, he suffered through it for a long time and contemplated even saying anything for a longer time. Why? Ask me how.
And I can kind of add more to that. For instance, she is saying that, hey, well, you know, some guys suffered through it for a long time. Well, we already know a lot of guys, that's where you got to cut it off at the beginning, right? That's where you have to take control in the beginning, because a lot of women look at it as control when men are just setting boundaries. That's all it is. When it's getting to the point that your lady is out here dressing provocatively or just out here disrespecting you, 9 times out of 10, that means you did not create any boundaries, right? That's what that really means. And essentially the man failed at that point, right? Let's just be honest here. The man failed because you did not create any boundaries at the beginning. But of course, we got a lovely sister to break it down even further, right? To break it down even further, to kind of give you a bit more context as to what this sister is talking about, but in her own words. Not in response to this video, but in her own words.
And ladies, a man will always remember the words you said when you disrespected him and how it made him feel. Please learn to watch what you say during arguments, because number one, it's not ladylike. And number two, they will never forget it, and they will never come to you again and be vulnerable. Because you brought up things that they may have went through at a point in time that they thought that they could talk to you about. Or you're just simply being disrespectful, being loud, belligerent, and talking to them crazy as if they don't have feelings. That hurts. And just like we have feelings, they have feelings too. And they may not show that they're hurt like we do. But once he stops talking to you and starts distancing himself from you, you know why. And society already likes to hold men up to this standard that they can't be emotional and express themselves. But they're actually probably more emotional than we are. They just hold it in. So watch what y'all say during arguments, because it's going to be real hard to get that man to trust you again, or probably even love you the same. Because it's never that serious. Do not bring up past traumas or things they may have struggled with, because you're going to only be pushing them farther away from you.
And if a man is just allowing a lot of this stuff to slide, which it happens, right? It's going to happen in a relationship. Once again, it's always going to reach a boiling point. It's always going to reach a boiling point. And then the sad thing about it is a lot of your women like to play victim, because when a man reaches a breaking point and he's up out of there, which it takes a whole lot to get a man to that point. If he really loves you, it takes a whole lot to get a man to that point. If he's leaving up out of there, man, you're doing a little too much. But the sad thing about it is you hear a lot of women jumping on the internet and they will only tell their side of the story, and they will then play victim, and they will always say, well, he's controlling. He doesn't like me to do this. He wants to control me. He doesn't want me to move here. He doesn't. And it's like, okay, let's hear the man's side of the story. Then we hear the man's side of the story. She's belittling me. She isn't submissive, traditional. She doesn't want to take heed to my advice. She's very argumentative, combative. What do you expect a man to do in that situation? What do you expect a man to do in that situation? So, of course, in the comments, it gets even better. So someone says, every woman wants her man to express himself until he starts telling her about herself, right? And that just goes to play in the fact that a lot of your women, I want a vulnerable man. I want a man that's this. I want a man that's that. When we just tell men, there's no need to be vulnerable, because nobody got time for that. Every time you hear a man complain, every time I hear myself complain, I think of this video.
Stop crying. It won't do any good. And anyway, you have a lot of work to do starting right now.
Then somebody else says, what makes this message harder is that out of respect, I can't send this to my wife. I believe she needs to hear this, but will she take it the wrong way? And once again, that's because you did not set any boundaries at the beginning. Had you set some boundaries at the beginning, she would have either listened or she would have got up out of there, and you would have been able to go move on to somebody else. And hey, well, let's see if it works with you. But you have a lot of men who are former imps or who are still imps who do not like what some of their women are doing. But hey, guess what? I'm afraid that I may lose her, so I'm not going to say much. I'm not going to impede on what she wants. It's like, yo, dude, like you got to let your nuts hang, brother. It's okay to set boundaries. It's okay to have some structure in your relationship. But obviously it seems like you didn't allow women to get in your head to the point where they say, hey, we should be able to do what we want to do and you shouldn't be insecure about it. Let me do whatever I want to do. Let me talk to you however I want to talk to you, and still at the end of the day expect you to be a man. How can you expect me to be a man but you disrespect me? Then somebody else says, men understand the concept, not everything needs to be said. Women say everything. Right, and this is what a sister is saying. Ooh. Then somebody else says, men don't complain. Men, I urge you to take ownership of your emotions and communicate how you feel at first offense in a healthy and productive way. And if your partner does not allow you to communicate your feelings and offer a resolution and change behavior, leave. Right, so that's pretty much what it boils down to. Right, that's pretty much what it boils down to. She's saying you need to set precedents at the beginning. Because when you don't say anything, when you don't make no boundaries, you set a precedent that this woman could do whatever she wants to do. Then somebody else says, there's a woman in this comment section saying it goes both ways, right? Anytime you hear a woman say it goes both ways, it just means they do not have a response. And they're just going to say whatever it is. So they're going to say whatever it takes just so they can have that shared accountability. Because as stated before, women do not want to take full accountability. They either want to share or they want to put it all on the man. Then somebody else says 100% true. Out of love for our woman keeps our tongues at bay. I'm not sure if that is healthy though. Then somebody else says she is talking about men. She's illustrating this to women. Stop deflecting and make a post about the woman's perspective. We hear the woman's perspective every time. Men do not complain. We do not complain. We keep our head down and we keep it moving. And as a man, if you want some respect in your relationship, you're going to have to set boundaries at the beginning of the relationship. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. And you're going to have your simps out there who, oh, well, I'm not an insecure guy. I'm going to let her go out here and go live her life. Let her go do what she want to do. She come home, disrespect him. And he says, oh, well, she had a rough day, or it's that time of the month, or just come up with every excuse. They're going to end up like one of these guys in the comments who said, hey, well, I'm afraid to send this to my wife because I don't know how she will take it. Brother, you have allowed your wife to run all over you. That's why you're so scared of even saying anything. That's why you're so scared to say anything.